everybody, it's Lori with Behavior Education at Spirit Keeper Equine Sanctuary, and this is Tau Ceti from Reach Out Reptiles. What we're going to do right now is see what TC weighs this week because he's going to eat tonight, and I always like to do my weights right before the animals eat so that I can gauge their weight without a full belly, without a rat or a mouse inside. And so as per our usual, I'm just gonna let TC get weighed on this tub with the perch in it because that's pretty much what he's used to, and he really does well being weighed like this. So TC weighs 246 grams. Right now he's eating anything from an adult mouse to a rat pup, and I'm feeding him about every 10 days. Sometimes if he got a particularly small meal and he's behaving as if he's hungry and needs to feed, I'll go 7, but pretty much I try to do every 10 days. And on occasion, he'll go 2 weeks. The only time he goes longer than that is if he's in an ecdysis cycle and he's in blue and he's going to shed. So we're gonna leave TC just hang out on this scale while I go and get his food. I'm going to pair it with the target again, and I might as well go ahead and get that on film for you. So right now, this is saying 247 grams. That's what it finally settled on. Okay, I've got the target. I've got a rat pup. That's what I'm going to feed him tonight. We're just at the early stages of pairing this particular target with the rat pup because if you remember way back to the beginning of Super Dwarf Sunday, we had some issues with the other target that we were using to target train him. He had an aversive reaction to that, and so we started over, and we're trying to build positive associations with this target. And we don't want him to strike it because that's how he developed an aversion to the other target. So what I'm looking for here is for him to notice the target and just turn in its direction in any way whatsoever. I want him to notice it's here, and I want him to look at it, turn his head towards it, tongue flick at it, anything to show me that he sees the target and he's associating it with something to come towards. I don't even think he's noticed it yet, honestly. Now he's noticed it. Okay. He's not sure he wants to move towards it, but he's definitely noticed it. He isn't too sure about this target training thing because he had what's in his perception a bad experience with it before, which was he decided to strike a couple of times at the other target. And we oftentimes see that sort of in the middle stages of target training snakes, but he didn't like it. He hit it with his nose, and I guess that was enough of a negative experience that he then grew aversive to the other target. So what I'm doing now is trying to build positive associations with him and this target, which is a completely different shape and completely different looking. There, he looked at it and he tongue flicked at it, and see what he did was that made him nervous, and he went back into his tub and retreated from it. So that's not what we want. So what I'm waiting for him to do now, and I have to be quick as the trainer, is when he looks at the target, tongue flicks at it, moves towards it in any way whatsoever, I need to give him the food reward immediately so that he starts having an immediate positive experience with the target. Because now he's retreated into his tub. And I just am going to give him a chance to come back out. And when we are at this early stage of pairing the target, I'm going to show it to him. There, nice job. And then I'm going to give him the food reward. Now you can see that I rewarded a really, really small reaction from him. He noticed it, he started to come out a little bit, he tongue flicked quickly at it, and then I immediately rewarded him because I just want to build nothing but positive associations with this target booby. In order to do that, I need to make sure that I'm rewarding him early and often, and I need to make sure that he doesn't strike at it. Because while other snakes Usually at some point in time during their target training, we'll strike at the target because they get excited about it. They've associated it with food and it moves and it's exciting, and so they'll strike at it. I'll hold it steady and then they'll come towards it anyway and maybe touch it with their nose or tongue, flick at it, and I'll give them the reward and everything's fine. And next time, they don't strike at it. They just come towards it and I give them the reinforcer. But Tau Ceti's a different kind of snake. He is a reticulated python versus a bredli's python. And he's a little bit more emotionally sensitive, in my opinion, than what I see from the bredli's pythons. So they might strike at the target here and there and just shake it off like it's nothing and move on to the next time when they know what to do now. Oh, I struck at it, I didn't get a reward. Next time I'll just go towards it and she'll feed me. And that works out great. But with TC, that's not what happened. TC struck at the target a couple of times and that really, really affected him. It really bothered him to hit that target with his face, and he became averse to target training after that one experience. And instead of coming towards the old target, he was retreating away from the old target. He was getting very tense and very nervous, and it clearly wasn't a good experience for him. And so we did away with target training him for about a whole month. And then I started introducing him to this new target, which is a completely different shape and a completely different look. And at first, I was literally just doing this, presenting the target, presenting the food, presenting the target, presenting the food. And I'm gonna keep doing small baby steps like that until I'm sure that he's not afraid of this target. Because if you notice, the first couple of times he saw it tonight, he really wasn't sure about it and he retreated back into the tub or he went the other direction. Now this final time, I was super proud of him because he came out of the tub, he put his head over the lip, he tongue flicked at it, he looked in its direction, and then I had to be really quick and on point with my reinforcement and give it to him at the right time so that he didn't have time to retreat away from this again and so that he didn't have time to strike at it. As soon as he tongue flicked at it, as soon as he looked at it, I gave him the reinforcer, which was the food reward. So this was good. We're gonna leave him alone and let him eat, and then we'll put him back in his enclosure. Thank you so much for watching this edition of Super Dwarf Sunday. We hope that you'll join us next weekend for another edition. This has been Lori with Behavior Education at Spirit Keeper Equine Sanctuary. You saw TC earlier from Reach Out Reptiles. Until next time, everyone, please remember to be kind and love your animals.